Section 8.2, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. Essential question, how do you multiply a monomial and a polynomial? So find each product. So this right here, the 6y, this is called a monomial. It is a number, a variable, or the product of a number and variable. And then this right here is a polynomial. So when you look at the essential question in the lesson name, and it talks about multiplying a monomial by a polynomial, that's what you're doing. You're taking the monomial, 6y, and multiplying it by the polynomial, 4y squared minus 9y minus 7. Okay, so here's what you do in this section. You're going to distribute 6y to those three parts. So we've done the distributive property before, but you've never done it with exponents. So you're going to take 6y and multiply it by 4y squared. So 6 times 4 is 24. And then you actually have to add your exponents. So 6y is the same as 6y to the first. So 1 and 2 make 3. So you're going to have 24y to the third. Then when you do 6y times negative 9y, I would put exponents in for those as well. So anytime you have a variable but no exponent, it's as if there's a 1 there. So 6 times negative 9 is negative 54. Oops. And then you have 1y and another y, so 2y. So it's negative 54y squared. Then you have 6y times a negative 7. So 6 times negative 7 is negative 42. And since this is just like y to the first, you have just 1y. Then you can write your answer. So 24y to the third minus 54y squared minus 42y. And that should be all in one row. I just ran out of space there. But 24y to the third minus 54y squared minus 42y. All right, let's try that again. So we're multiplying the monomial 5a squared by the polynomial. All right, so we will start again by distributing. So we'll do 5a squared times a negative 4a squared. So multiply our coefficients. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. And then I have 2 a's, if you look at this, 2 a's and 2 more a's, which will make a total of 4 a's. So negative 20a to the fourth. Then we're going to do 5a squared times 2a, which is the same as 2a to the first power. So 5 times 2 is 10, and then 2 a's and 1 a make 3 a's. All right, and then last we have 5a squared times negative 7. So 5 times 7 is negative 35, and then we have a 2 next to our only a, so it's a squared. So then if I write my answer, I have negative 20 a to the fourth plus 10 a to the third minus 35 a squared. So all I did was take this, this, and this, and put it into my answer. None of those are like terms, so that's why you're done. All right, distribute. This time we have more than one variable, so it's going to be a little more complicated. So negative 3x squared y, and I'm going to do y to the first, since there's no variable or exponent there, times 7x squared. So negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. I have 2 x's and 2 more x's, so that makes x to the 4th, and then I have y to the 1st power, or y. Then I have negative 3x squared y, make it to the 1st, times xy. And neither of those have exponents, so I'm going to put 1's by them. So negative 3, there's no coefficient here. You could put a 1. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Then you have 1, 2, 3 x's and 1, 2 y's. So negative 3 y to the 3rd, or x to the 3rd y squared. And then negative 3 x squared y to the 1st times 4. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then you have an x squared and a y to the 1st. So then, when I write my answer, let's move this down. You end up with negative 21 x to the 4th y minus 3x to the 3rd y squared minus 12x squared y. Distribute 6a squared. So 6a squared times a negative 2a to the 3rd is negative 12a to the 5th. 6a squared times 5a, or 5a to the 1st, is 30a to the 3rd. 6a squared times negative 1 is negative 6a squared. And if I write out my answer, I have negative 12a to the 5th plus 30a to the 3rd minus 6a squared. Two more. Distribute 3n. So 3n, or 3n to the 1st times n squared, would be 3n to the 3rd. 3n, or 3n to the 1st, times negative 5n to the 1st is negative 15n squared. So I think it'll help you if you just get in the habit all the time. If there's no exponent next to the variable, write one in, write a 1. And then 3n times 2 is 6n. And when you write your answer, you have 3n to the 3rd minus 15n squared plus 6n. Excuse me. All right, one more. All right, so this one's got quite a few exponents here, so we'll have to make sure we're careful. Distribute. So negative 2x to the 3rd, and then make it y to the 1st, times 3x squared. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. There are 3, 4, 5 x's and 1 y. Negative 2x to the 3rd, y to the 1st, times 2xy. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. There are 4 x's, and there are 2 y's. And then negative 2x to the 3rd, y to the 1st, times negative 4y squared. So negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. X to the 3rd, and there are 3 y's. So then my answer is negative 6x to the 5th y minus 4x to the 4th y squared plus 8x to the 3rd y to the 3rd. Summary.